fourth round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A State Softball Playoffs is just around the corner here in Asheboro. It's Robbinsville and Uwharrie Charter Academy next here on the Gramstar Sports Network.
We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky.
Not three. It's in. She is on fire right now on the Gramstar Sports Network. And once again, welcome everyone to Asheboro, North Carolina. We are at Uwharrie Charter Academy's home facility where the Lady Eagles will host Robbinsville this afternoon, the fourth round of the state playoffs, Elite 8 action, if you will, coming your way here on this humid Friday afternoon in Central Carolina. How you doing, fans? Kevin Hensley making a long trek out today for all of you great, loyal fans at home. And, of course, if you are one of the Lady Eagles catching the game somewhere, you're welcome as well here at GramstarSports.com. We found out earlier today that Robbinsville and Uwharrie Charter are battling to face East Wilkes. East Wilkes picking up the 6-0 victory against Union Academy yesterday. So whoever wins this one, Robbinsville would either have to travel to East Wilkes, or with Uwharrie holding the 1 seed, East Wilkes would come here for the first game of the regional series. That's how far we are in the playoffs. One game stands between it, fans. And you're going to see it right here play out on GramstarSports.com. You see the Lady Eagles coming out of the outfield. Our Lady Knights have already warmed up moments ago before we went live, and looks like everything is good to go. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. Play ball indeed. Welcome back, fans, here on GramstarSports.com. Not sure how much of that you guys could actually hear at home, but we did have our opening introductions, national anthem, and even a brief moment of prayer. So good to have that before a game, and always hoping the Lord's watching over all of these young athletes that we broadcast here on the Gramstar Sports Network. We are just about set to go. The usual suspects, by the way, are the lineup today for the Robbinsville Lady Knights. So your top three leading off here in the ball game will be shortstop Zoe Schuler, followed by second baseman Surrey Waddy, and in the 3-hole is the DP Sophie Roberts. And there's plenty to talk about. We're in the fourth round of the playoffs. Robbinsville's not been here in 5 years this far into the playoffs, and it's the first time as such they've been on the road for a playoff game. They've been a high seed and hosted. Unfortunately, suffered losses along the way. Zoe Schuler walks around the back of the plate and is just about set to go, as we are just about set to go here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Once again, fans, we apologize. This is where we're sequestered for the evening, so it's not the greatest angle on earth, but we'll have to make do. First pitch coming. It is going to be shot to left center field and out. One pitch. Zoe Schuler hits a lead-off homer on the first pitch of the ball game. How do you like that? 1-0 here on GramstarSports.com. Well, fans, that is one way to make a statement to begin this ball game. How about that? Wow. Didn't get a chance to give you your game time temperature or time of the first pitch. But to keep track at home, it was 5:58 p.m. and it is 75 degrees here in Asheboro. Oh, baby, what a shot. At the plate now is going to be Surrey Waddy. And unfortunately, with us down the line here, we're going to not be able to see her at the plate unless the umpire gives us a reprieve. And, well, his job's a little more important than ours, for sure. 2-0 count on Miss Waddy. That was Schuler's 11th home run of the season. And what that does, fans, is it gives her sole possession of the all-time record. Chopped right back to the pitcher. Waddy will be out for the first out of the ball game. 1-3 putout. We got to talk more about the pitcher for Uwharrie here in just a moment. Schuler now with the sole possession of the all-time single season record for home runs for Robbinsville. She has surpassed both Maggie Knight and Gracie Birchfield. She now has 11 on the year. Came into today's game batting .597. That's also her 30th RBI, a record she already holds the career mark for all 4 years. And just adds to every at bat. Uwharrie was batting .464 coming into today, and now Roberts at the plate is at .446 on the year. She's not far behind Schuler. 9 home runs and 37 driven in. Uwharrie, in case you're wondering at home, does hold the mark right now. And that pitch is going to sail wide. Counts 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sophie Roberts. Uwharrie is the leader right now on the team with RBIs. She is at 38. It's a close race between her and Miss Roberts. And that pitch just misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Sophie Roberts. Right out just a little bit. There we go. See the pitcher winding up. Fortunately, cannot see the plate, though. And Roberts went from an 0-2 deficit to a full count. I like that here on GramStarSports.com. Ball 4, she got to walk. A lot of patience at the plate for the young sophomore transfer, Sophie Roberts. She draws a 1-out walk as a result here on the Gramstar Sports Network. And it looks like head coach Billy Knight is going to run for her. Popping out to run the bases in her place is Liz Carpenter, who is the flex today. So that stands to reason. And pitcher Memory Frapp is getting her last warm-up swings in anticipation. Well, that's one way to start the ball game. Robbinsville getting on the board right off the bat. Zoe Schuler goes opposite field, left center field, to get that homer out of here. We could have probably set up behind home plate. It's a little cramped back there. Check swing foul, 0-1 on Frapp. But there is a nice fluorescent green fence that I don't know would have looked too great on television. So here we are. We were in right center field and had to move before the game. I don't want to get into that. 1-0 to Frapp. She's going to line it. And Joanne Knight makes a good play in foul territory. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Memory Frapp this year, .413 average, 5 homers, and 30 runs driven in for the senior hurler, who will be starting inside the circle today for the Lady Knights. And that was going to be chopped foul right in front of the Lady Knights dugout as they get some barking, if you will, due to third baseman. Count is 0-2 on Frapp. And she'll chop that into the hole, but playable. Throw to first. Late. And, well, nobody's safe, I don't believe. No, I'm sorry. Carpenter is going to be out. She slid in. I thought she beat the throw. My apologies. So it is going to be a fielder's choice. 4-2-6, and that's all they'll get. 2 outs now here in the top of the first. So Frapp tags out. Coming in to run is going to be Claire Barlow. Presley Kaler at the plate. Here's the pitch. Snap throw to second. Barlow is in there safe. That'll work. Robbinsville doing a fine job here in the top of the first. And I understand some of you were not able to see the start of the game. We apologize. I don't know why not. We were as live gets. So sorry about that. Here we are. Hopefully this has got us for all of you here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Kaler at the plate. Robbinsville leads 1-0. Just to catch up real quick, Zoe Schuler hit a leadoff homer to take possession of the single-season record for the Lady Knights. She now has 11. She went opposite field on the first pitch of the game, and that's got us where we're at. Waddy grounded out. Sophie Roberts walked. Frapp grounded into a fielder's choice, and now Kaler has fouled one back. I believe I was on strike 3, excuse me. I guess she swung and missed that. Kaler's going to beat it out. Barlow to third. Robbinsville's cooking already here in the top of the first. 2 base runners on. There are 2 outs. Number 4 seeded Lady Knights against the number 1 seeded Lady Eagles. And they're going to run for Kaler as well. Looks like I've got a pinch runner coming in. Kaler is the third baseman today, so let's see who that is. Running for her, I believe that's Delaney Brooms, senior for Robbinsville, has popped out at first base. And don't hold me to that, though. At the plate is Naomi Taylor. It is Brooms at first. Ball fouled back. And very grateful there's a few vehicles between the ball and that beautiful blue Honda Civic. Taylor bats .397, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. High counts 2-1. Robbinsville's got him at the corners with 2 down here in the top of the first. We're glad you're with us here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Enjoy our broadcast today. 4 hours and change from home. 262-mile trip from Robbinsville High School to where we're at here in Asheboro. Winner gets to go to the regional series. Can't beat that. May Knights have been there just once. Brooms is going to take off for second and dive just for the hay of it. And she's in there. Full count. Here's the offering. Ball 4. Taylor walks. Bases are loaded. That's the second walk of this inning already. And let's go now and talk a little bit about this Uwharrie pitcher who has been lights out this year, to say the very least. Molly Beulah, senior. 14-0 record. More importantly, strikeouts, 220. She's got 1 today, but of course Kaler reached on it, so it's 221 with an asterisk next to it at the moment. And stepping in is going to be catcher, freshman Draylee Webster. And pitch misses, 1-0. Talked about it at the top of our broadcast. East Wilkes will be the team waiting in the wings, if you'll have it. The Lady Cardinals will be there next week in this Western Regional Series. And it'll either be the first game on Tuesday at East Wilkes or here against Uwharrie Charter, because it'll be the 2 versus the 1. East Wilkes is the 2 seed. Counts 1-1 on Draylee Webster. And the pitch swung on and missed. Webster comes up empty. Ball and 2 strikes. Bases chocked full of Lady Knights. Webster battling. She'll foul it off behind home plate. At third base is courtesy runner Claire Barlow. At second base is pinch runner Delaney Brooms. And at first base is Naomi Taylor. Webster is at the dish. And Webster strikes out. They got her to chase one away, and that's going to do it. They leave them loaded, but Zoe Schuler hits a leadoff homer. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Ladies Knights have already struck. It's 1-0 here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Bottom of the first as we come back to you live from Asheboro. Robbinsville leading 1-0 after Zoe Schuler homered on the first pitch of the ball game. And it's time for us to saw through the Uwharrie lineup for the first time today. And leading off is going to be Kenzie Hill. First pitch from senior Memory Frapp is going to be a ball. Hill batting .476 this year, 2 homers, 33 runs driven in. Frapp here in just a moment. Here's the pitch. And it's called a strike, but it pops out of Webster's glove. Counts 1-1. Frapp took over the all-time strikeout record for Robbinsville earlier this year. It came into today's game needing just 17 more to reach 400. On the season, she's got 94. That's going to be grounded to Waddy, and the throw will be in plenty of time. Hill erased, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Up next is going to be shortstop Aubrey Kaufman. Kaufman bats .361. She has no homers, but she has doubled 4 times this year and driven in 14 batters. She is also the team's second best base stealer. Miss Hill was the leader, 32 stolen bases this year. Kaufman has 18. Back to Frapp. Frapp with a 12-0 record coming into today's game, a 2.08 earned run average. And a strike issued. Beg your pardon, a ball, excuse me. That's now 2-0 on Miss Kaufman. Foul back, got a piece of it. That'll make it 2-1. Ray Frapp circling around, getting her orders. Colby White calling balls and strikes once again for Robbinsville here this afternoon. And Webster framed it nicely, 2-2 the count. Grounded. Kaler makes a nice play and fires it across to Taylor. And that's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Brings up catcher Emery Johnson to the plate. Grounded right back where it came from. Frapp will make the soft toss to Taylor, and it's a 1-2-3, bottom of the first. Here on the Gramstar Sports Network. We're going to the top of the second. Robbinsville leading 1-0. Stay with us. Top of the second as we are back live from Asheboro here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Behind the first base umpire is our leadoff batter for the inning. It is third baseman, or excuse me, I beg your pardon, left fielder Sydney Adams. We'll get it right. Adams, Williams, and Schuler do up 8-9-1 holes for Robbinsville here in the top of the second. And frame job not going to work. She tried. Called a ball, 2-0. Adams at .316 on the season, no home runs, 6 doubles though. And she's got 15 RBIs. Not bad for a freshman, if I say so myself. That pitch catches 2 balls, 1 strike. Another one catches his own. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that one's going to be chopped. It's a fair ball. And she'll simply tap the bag to get out. Number 1, 3 unassisted over at first base. Will get the job done. Here is sophomore Anna Williams. Williams has some pop in her bat, center fielder. She is at .303 on the season, 3 home runs and 18 RBIs. First pitch to her is going to be a strike. Count is 0-1. One catches the plate is quickly 0-2 on Anna Williams. It's the only downside of having this angle out here behind the foul pole, fans. See the plate unless somebody's on base and the umpire moves. He's in his designated spot. Strike 3 called. Williams is down on 3 strikes. That's already the third strikeout today. Excuse me, first one looking. And here comes Schuler, who homered on pitch numero 1 to begin this ball game. Headed to the opposite field. We're unable to witness it. We will have it up and running. And out of nothing but sheer respect, I'm sure, she's intentionally walked this go around. They're not taking any chances. They're going to try to pitch to Uwharrie, who grounded into a fielder's choice in the top of the first. 2 outs. And no surprises here. Schuler takes off. And she's in there easy peasy. Schuler does as Schuler does, and she steals second base. Yet another mark she holds the all-time record for. That is now her 37th stolen base of the season. And she holds the career mark for Robbinsville as well. Uwharrie gets a piece of that, fouls it over near the jungle gym area over here off our camera. Nice little setup they have here. They got the baseball facility over to our left here, the right of the facility when you pull in. Or Uwharrie Charter. Pitch just misses as the catcher looks Schuler back to the plate. Count is 2-1. Schuler stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. Robbinsville still leads 1-0 here on GramstarSports.com. Welcome back, everyone, for the bottom of the second. Real quick, we want to ask you one big question. You asked for it, you got it. So, hey, have you been there yet? geosnapshot.com/GramstarSports is where we're selling our photos in digital format for the first time ever. Gramstar normally just burned them onto CDs or At one time, I believe even may have printed some out. That's not the case anymore. Photos are just $2.49 each. We have the entire sports calendar of this year, and if there's enough interest, we may dig back into our archives at the office and upload even more. That's geosnapshot.com/Graham Sports. Bottom of the second is upon us here in Asheboro, and the pitcher is at the plate, Miss Molly Bula. Grounded or popped up, the right fielder Liz Carpenter, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Bowl it down. Carpenter right where she needed to be on that, and it summons left fielder Riley Thompson. Thompson bats .270, no home runs, 2 doubles this year, however, and she has 8 RBIs. No count, 1 out. And that'll be grounded into center field, and Williams will field it and reel it back in, and it's a 1-out hit. Brings up first baseman Caitlin West. West is batting a high average this year, .391, 1 home run, 16 runs driven in. Uwharrie's first base runner of the day comes with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. And that's going to be hacked. Playable, though. And they got it. How about that? Beautiful 4-6-3 double play. Erases everything Uwharrie was building here in the second. We'll go to the third. Robbinsville leads it 1-0 here on the Graham Sports Network. Back with you for the top of the third here in Asheboro. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Sports Network. Leading off is DP Sophie Roberts, who walked in her only plate appearance thus far today. One and one is the count. And that pitch swung on and missed. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Roberts froze dead in her tracks. 1 out here in the top of the third. Batter is Memory Frapp, who grounded into a fielder choice, and that time she's going to ground to the third baseman, and that's going to be out. number 2 here in the top of the third. Game's flying by now after Robbinsville had a big inning in the top of the third. And with 2 gone, it's going to be Presley Kaler at the plate. Pitch misses. It is 1-0. And that one is up and away. Grounded, foul, and Coach Billy Knight will scoop it up. Count is 2-1. Swing and a miss. Counts 2-2. And that is swung on and missed. Looks like Bulla has got locked and loaded now. That's 5 on the day. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. Still 1-0 though. Lady Knights here on the Gramstar Sports Network. It's the bottom of the third as we're back with you live from Asheboro here for the 4th round of the state playoffs on the Gramstar Sports Network. Kevin Hensley with you for this afternoon's broadcast. As we mentioned, winner gets East Wilkes in the Western Regional Series. And that ball is going to miss wide of the plate. Count is 1-0. At the dish, by the way, leading off is Gracie Smith, second baseman. That's .333 on the year. 1 home run, 13 RBIs. 7, 8, 9 holes due up for Uwharrie Charter Academy. And just outside, 2-1 the count. Three and one now. Smith being patient. Center fielder Ansley Wright is in the on deck circle. And peppered into right field. Liz Carpenter will field it. And tried to throw her out at first, but the throw got away. Carpenter did that in the first round of the playoffs against Corvant Community. Couldn't do it this time. And here's Ansley Wright. Bunt attempt will go foul. Everyone scrambling to cover. Will reset. Uwharrie trying to play small ball here in the bottom of the third inning. Robbinsville left the bases loaded in the top of the first and not really done much since. Did get Zoe Schuler on in the top of the second on an intentional walk, but and boy, they thought they had her over at first base. Bang, bang play. And that's not going to be the case. Like just in time. Now 0-2. And that'll be popped up foul behind the Uwharrie dugout. Foul down the left field line. Now still 0-2. Swing and a miss, and a throw back. No need to worry about it. She'll just advance to second base. It'll be a strikeout and advance to second base. One gone. Brings up right fielder Jayla Hurley. Pitch is a strike, 0-1. Swing and a miss. Count is 1-2. And that is strike 3. Frapp gets her set down. That's the first strikeout of the day for Memory Frapp. 2 gone. And we're back to the top of the lineup card. It's going to be Hill, who grounded out in her first plate appearance. And they're actually going to walk her. So both teams have intentionally walked the leadoff batters. And it brings up Kaufman to the plate with 2 on. Two out. And maybe trying to snap throw to third. Did they get her? Looks like she is safe and sound. And it actually allows Miss Hill to move up. Oh and 2 is the count. And it'll be grounded back to Frapp. She'll make the throw over. That's going to bring it in to the third inning. Uwharrie will strand 2. Fourth inning is on tap, fans. It is still 1-0 Robbinsville here on GramstarSports.com. We're back live from Asheboro. Top of the fourth inning is on tap. Robbinsville is still leading 1-0. Only run of the game so far was on Zoe Schuler's leadoff bomb in the top of the fourth. And that ball just drops over the fence. Count is 0-1. Schuler's homer was the record breaker for Robbinsville softball. Most in a single season. She's got 11 now on the campaign. And room to grow, obviously, if everything continues on. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Naomi Taylor in her last at bat walked, so not even an at bat so far. One and 2 now. And that'll be a strikeout. The Bull's gotten into form after a shaky first. 6 strikeouts now. And he'll bring up Draley Webster. Swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. Hopped up foul, and I'll make it 0-2 on Webster. Webster struck out in her first and only plate appearance this ball game. Lineouts have got to get some insurance built here. You'll get to be the 1 seed on a fluke. Webster hits out of country, mile high, but it will disappear. Count still 0-2. 4-hour drive from Robbinsville to here, 262-mile trek. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Lady Knights came out last night. So they're well rested and ready to go. And ball gets underneath not 1 but 2 fielders and stops in shallow left field. Draley Webster gets the slowest single in history probably because the ball just meandered underneath a pair of gloves, and it brings up Sydney Adams with 1 out, and I'm sure Billy Knight is going to want a courtesy run for Webster. Maybe not. Webster will stay at the bag. Okay, then. Adams showing bunt. It's high. Webster takes off. The bunt missed, and they're going to call her safe at second base. The wheels on Draley Webster. And that's going to draw out the coach for Uwharrie Charter to argue the proceedings. Maybe a discussion here at midfield, maybe a contested call. It is going to be. It may reverse it. No instant replay in high school, but I guess the call is going to stand. Webster will stand at second. That's Webster's second stolen base of the season, by the way. Keep the score at home. Should have brought the congregation of Sweet Gum to their feet. And her congregation of fans here in Asheboro as well. Here's the 1-0. It is in the dirt, dropped. Webster's going to go to third. And shows the side to go back. Oof. Had the right mindset there, but ball didn't get as far away as she originally thought, and she was able to scamper back to the bag in time. 2-0 count on Sydney Adams. 3-0, low and inside, almost in the dirt. Three balls and a strike now. Adams takes that one. Not a bad idea on 3-0. And that'll move. No, Webster's going to stay put. Good call there. She thought about it, but changed her mind. It was a quick field. And that's the second out of the inning. It brings up Anna Williams. We are going to have a pinch runner come out, courtesy runner now for the catcher. I believe that's Ella McGuire. It is. Ella McGuire has came out to courtesy run for Draylee Webster. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Hey, Williams can swing the heavy lumber. She's got 3 homers this year. Ball misses, 1-1 is the count. One and two offering coming. Williams held off, and rightly so. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And swing and a miss. That's going to do it here in the top of the 4th. 1 stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. Still 1-0 Lady Knights here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Back for the bottom of the 4th here on GramstarSports.com. Kevin Hensley with you for this afternoon's telecast from Asheboro, North Carolina. As we like to say, our coverage knows no limits. We are the only authorized stream of Robbinsville athletics, so if anyone else is doing it, we need to know ASAP, and we'll get that taken care of. Henry Johnson leads off. It's a 3-4-5 holes due up for Uwharrie here in the bottom of the 4th. Popped up foul, and it will disappear to our left. Everyone seems to be okay. Count is 1-1. Grounded. Kaler makes the play. She'll fire it across. And that is the first out. Here's Bulla, who was it? She did her first bat, flew out to Liz Carpenter in right field. Want to know the count. Wrap with 2 strikeouts today. And that pitch caught the plate. Count is 1-1. Fouled off. And boy, these kids got to keep their head on a swivel back here. This is dangerous. Ball and 2 strikes. We'll have you a quick free recap on Gramstar.com later tonight of this game. And right now, it's all aces for Robbinsville. Strike 3 called. Down goes Bulla. Riley Thompson, the batter. Lights have come on here at the ball field. 2 outs, and the first pitch is just a bit outside. Want to know the count. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1. In the dirt, she went around though. Getting the hole back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just missed outside. 2-2 the count. And she lost her ball 4 on that bat for Thompson. 2-out base runner now for the Lady Eagles. It'll bring up Caitlin West. It's a hit and run, high chop. Frapp will just get the fielder choice at first. That is going to do it. 1 stranded. We'll go to the top of the 5th. Lady Knights still lead it 1-0 here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Hey, real quick, fans, if you bought your edition of the Graham Star this week, if not, what in the world are you waiting for? It's always filled with the best news of not only Lady Knights and Black Knights athletic coverage, but all around Graham County, including a conviction earlier this week, our annual photo contest for the Azalea Festival and I Live Graham County's magazine is open for the takers, and a drug bust in the middle of Robbinsville as the Sheriff's Department continues to battle crime. It's all included and much more, including the start of our mental health spotlight inside this week's edition of the Graham Star. 1-1 count on Zoe Schuler as we're back for the top of the 5th. And it's good to have you with us on the Graham Star Sports Network. The only place to watch this bad boy, live and in living color. Schuler has provided the only offense of the game so far. It was a leadoff home run to left center field on the first pitch of the game. Been all she wrote so far. Bola has settled in after a shaky first inning. Looking good now. And she will take ball 4. So after the homer, Schuler has been intentionally walked and sort of, kind of, but not really intentionally walked here in the top of the 5th. I'll bring up Uwharrie. Strike 1. Schuler flies into second as only Schuler can, and it's a stolen base. Her third of the day. And she's safe at third. Stand corrected. That is her third of the day. My apologies. Her last at bat when she was intentionally walked, she stole second and never got a chance to swipe third. But she did it there. And they've got her just 1 base away here in the top of the 5th. Uwharrie has a 2-0 advantage. at the plate. Uwharrie has grounded out and lined out today. And pitch gets away. Schuler not going to risk it. 3-0 the count. Can't risk anything too much here in the 4th round of the state playoffs. Every pitch counts. Every at-bat's important. Grounded right back where it came from, and it'll be another 1-3, and she's going home, and she got in. Schuler scores, takes off for home, and scores more or less on the ground out. 2-0. Robbinsville. All right. And you see, if you can't hear, the Lady Knights dugout is on fire right now. Here's Sophie Roberts. First pitch to her is going to be popped up and play made in shallow right field. 2 gone. Catch made by Gracie Smith. And here's Memory Frapp. Frapp today has lined out and grounded out. Leadoff walk came back to bite. The Eagles, Schuler scored on the ground out. So much speed. There's a reason she's going to Tennessee, fans. That's been on display today and certainly all season long for that matter. Record book's just going to be full of her last name for years to come. Team leader in stolen bases, home runs, RBIs. Frapp in a 1-1 Duke right now. It's a piece of it fouled off. It's now a ball and 2 strikes here on the Gramstar Sports Network. One, 2. Gets away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here comes the 1-2 offering from Bulla. Is fouled off. And everyone seems to be A-OK. Good to know that they are at least used to that sort of thing around here. Sometimes, especially nowadays, people are caught on their phones or something, and in a split second, that could turn hazardous. 1-2 the count. Change up, she'll lay off of it. It rose high, and it's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Frapp battling, that's fouled back behind her. Still full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just over an hour into this ball game, already in the top of the 5th. Big cut. Frapp goes down swinging and loses the battle. Zoe Schuler scores the only other run of the game so far. She scored the first one. Why not the second? Comes home on a ground out after stealing 2 bases following a leadoff walk. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. 2-0 Lady Knights here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Back with you live from Asheboro. It is Robbinsville and Uwharrie here in the 4th round of the state playoffs. Good to have you with us on the Gramstar Sports Network. Lady Knights with a cozy 2-0 lead at the moment. Got to build on that, I'm sure. You're going to want to here in the 4th round. Zoe Schuler has scored both runs for the Lady Knights. And Memory Frapp and the Robbinsville defense have kept the Lady Eagles at bay in return. Gracie Smith leads off. Ansley Wright and Jalen Hurley due up 7, 8, 9 holes for Uwharrie Charter. And it will be popped into the outfield. Carpenter tried again for that ever-evasive 9-3 putout. Didn't get it. Leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th for Gracie Smith. It's only the 3rd hit today for Uwharrie. Here's Ansley Wright. On 1 count. Hacked. Kaler's got it. Bobbled. And I was going to try to get her over at 3rd. And she is going to be gunned down. Got a little too eager over there, did the lead runner. So the E5 will allow everybody to advance to a base, but then she is thrown out. 3-2-4-2-5. So that's 1 out, but 1 still on. Swing and a miss. Count is 0-1. Hit and run. Waddy bobbles it. Waddy bobbles it. And everybody is safe and sound. Whew. Back-to-back errors. As you are in business. Might add, rare errors. And back to the top of the lineup card. Hurley is on, as is Ansley Wright, 1 out, and here is Kinsey Hill here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch is a strike, 0-1 the count. Routed to Schuler. She'll take the force out at 3rd, get the lead runner, and that's all they'll get. Photo choice 6-5. Races right. Hurley is at 2nd, Hill at 1st, and here is Aubrey Kaufman. That's going to get away from Webster all the way to the backstop, and the runners will move up on the wild pitch. First wild pitch of the day for Frapp. And I'll have a quick conference with her inside the circle. 2 outs, 2 on, both in scoring position now on the Gramstar Sports Network. Billy and I trying to encourage his infield here. Having a bit of a rough time here in this inning. Hope to be back with you next week, fans. Everything plays out. Lady Knights will be traveling, of course, for the first in the best 2 of 3 series to East Wilkes if the score holds here, and right now it's up in the air. Pitch is right down the belt line, 1-1 the count on Kaufman. Hill at 3rd and Hill at 2nd, Hurley at 3rd. Get it right in a minute. Pitch is upstairs, counts 2-1. Upstairs again. 3 balls, 1 strike. Strike is in there. Kaufman is now dealing with a full count. 2 outs. This is a big pitch coming here in this ball game. Go-ahead run is at the plate. And she'll foul it off behind her. You're on the Grimstar Sports Network. Count remains full. Grounded. Schuler to Taylor. That's going to be it, fans. Robbinsville escapes yet another jam. 2 are stranded. We'll go to the 6th. Lady Knights still lead it 2-0 here on GramstarSports.com. Top of the 6th. We're live here in Asheboro. Robbinsville 2. And number 1 seeded Uwharrie. Charter Academy Lady Eagles. Zilch. First pitch to Presley Kaler is going to be a ball. I want to know the count. And that pitch also known as well, 1-1 the count. Pitcher Molly Beulah. I guess my thoughts got crossed there. 7 strikeouts today. What I was trying to get to. Instead of 227 on the campaign. Now it's 2-1. And Kaler gets a piece of it, fouls it right back behind home plate. Now it's 2-2. And high, wild, wide up, whatever adjective direction you want to throw it. Counts full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Kaler draws the walk. Good at bat for the freshman to begin things here in the top of the 6th. Robbinsville has got an ever-important base runner. Every one counts, as we said in the 4th round of the playoffs. Now Naomi Taylor will look to bring her in. Taylor steps out. Taylor and Kaler get their orders from head coach Billy Knight. And first pitch is going to show bunt. She'll pull it back and take it. Want to know the count. Stone's throw away from the I-73-74 Highway 220 corridor right here behind us. Cadias are glistening here in Asheboro as well today. They greeted us as we turned into the ballpark. Out in full force. They're not making as much noise as these Lady Knights are in the dugout right now, keeping their team picked up. 2-0 count for Nene. 3-0 is going to be up above the letters. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back free passes issued here in the top of the 6th. And I believe Draley Webster is due up. She is, but before they get there, they will have a conference inside the circle with Miss Bulla. Starting to slowly set here this afternoon out east. Trying to enjoy the Jeopardy rendition from our Lady Knights dugout. Webster steps in with 2 on and not a soul out here in the top of the 6th. Big chance for Robbinsville to pad this lead here in the 4th round. Big cut on 1 upstairs. Nothing in 1 the count. And she gets a piece of it, fouls it off back to the fence. Quickly 0-2 on Draley Webster. Taylor at 2nd. Naomi Taylor at 1st. And a check swing. Did she hold back? They're going to appeal, and she did not go around, says the field umpire. 2 balls. Or excuse me, 1 ball, 2 strikes, I beg your pardon. And she'll swing and miss. Draley Webster goes down on strikes. First out of the 6th inning. We have a pinch hitter out here, I believe we do. That looks like Ella Atwell has came out, grabbed a bat. And she has. Atwell, no slouch to plate this year. .394 average. She has doubled 5 times. She's drove in 9 runs. And boy, has she provided some big clutch hits for Robbinsville, as has Sydney Adams. And I tell you, this freshman class has blended well with the experienced upperclassmen. Dangerous mixture. Robbinsville 23-2 as a result. Their only losses this year, by the way, to 3A schools. Excuse me, 3A and 4A school. Inca 3A and AC Reynolds a 4A school. And might point out that there was a season series there, and Robbinsville split. So they picked up at least 1 win out of all that as well. 2-0 count on Ella Atwell. She takes a pitch that's upstairs and away. 3-0. Oh my. Time called as Billy Knight gives a quick word of strategy, so to speak. Atwell's going to show bunt. Pulls back. Takes a strike. And that will catch the plate as well. Now it's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Atwell gets a piece of it, grounds it. They're going to try to throw across and get a unusual double play, but they won't get it. It'll be a 3 unassisted is all they'll get. So Atwell's down, but she moves the runners up 1 base each. Brings up Anna Williams to the plate. 2 outs now. Zoe Schuler is in the on-deck circle. And strike 1 to Miss Williams. And Williams thought about bunt, pulled it back. 21 the count. We hope to be with you fans all the way until state championship time when the NFHS network steps in and takes over. They have exclusivity rights to state championship broadcast here in North Carolina. So as much as we'd like to finish the season out on the call, we'll just migrate to the dugout and capture some images for the memories. Williams took strike 3 looking. That's going to do it. 2 stranded. Robbinsville squanders a golden opportunity. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. Lady Knights still lead 2-0 here on the Gramstar Sports Network. It's the bottom of the 6th in Asheboro. Robbinsville 2, Uwharrie Charter 0. As the number 1 seeded Lady Eagles are down to their last 6 outs. And Robbinsville needs just 6 outs to make it to the Western Finals. Probably the second time in program history and the first time in 5 years. A decorated dynasty. 17 Smoky Mountain Conference championships overall for this program. As the ball grounded, Schuler with a gold glove play to stop it. And she'll get the out. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. Robbinsville has won 7 in a row in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Pitcher Molly Beulah will step up. Well, excuse me. One thing this program has never had is a state title to hang its hat on. Even the Western Championship. Depending on geographical locations, the championships this year are scheduled to be played at either UNC Greensboro or Duke University. Sites will not be assigned until the state series are finalized. We know who's in it. 1-1 count here in the bottom of the 6th. Ball skips in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bella struck out in her last at bat. Fly ball. Zoe Schuler will get the glove on it. 2 gone. Hard to tell from this advantage whether it's going to make it to the outfield or not from this vantage point. It's up Riley Thompson. Swing and a miss. Nothing at 1 the count. And time called as Thompson steps out to gather her bearings here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4 outs to go for these Lady Knights. East Wilkes is just around the river bend. Series begins next week, and it will be, I believe, Tuesday should be game number 1. We'll go where the Lady Knights go, even if it runs us to death. Provide you the very best local media coverage of these Lady Knights and all Robbinsville athletics. The best show in town here at the Gramstar. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Thompson being very, very cautious in this at bat. Keeps stepping out. 1-2. Slapped. That's dangerous. Waddy and Carpenter collide, and Carpenter put on the brakes, But Waddy still hit her just a little bit too hard, and I believe she's going to be all right, though. She's going to get up on her feet, probably a little shaken up, lost some oxygen. That's going to be all she wrote, fans. We'll go to the 7th inning. Surrey Waddy and Company shake it off and are heading into their final attempts to pad a 2-0 lead. Stay with us on the Grimstar Sports Network. It is the top of the 7th. Back live from Asheboro. Kevin Hensley with you on the Grimstar Sports Network. One of the biggest games we've streamed as of yet. Right here playing out before your very eyes. Dovey Schuler is going to lead off the inning. If you're Robbinsville, that is who you want when you got a chance to pad the lead. She'll pop it up. Foul. It'll be out of play. Counts 1-1 on Miss Schuler. We have a baseball game going on to our left. And I can't see the scoreboard, but a lot of the fans keep turning around to acknowledge what's happening back here behind us. Whatever it may be. 1-2. Schuler fouls it back and hits the top of the fence. Spouts up and shoots behind. Still 1-2 the count. Fly ball down the right field line about 20 yards to our right and off of one of the umpires' Nissan Altimas. Get a little dent in the hood, I believe. And a high pitch to Schuler, 2-2 count here in Asheboro. Schuler gets a piece of it, trying to get her timing down. She fouls that one off. It is still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outside, and she laid off. What an eye for Zoe Schuler. Counts full. And fouls that one off. Battle continues. Well, they've walked her both times she's stolen bases. She homered to begin the game, and she scored the second run of the game as well on a ground out. So walking her is not working. They're going to have to go after her. And the 50th pitch of this at-bat is fouled off once again behind home plate. Seriously, I think we are up to 10 pitches now for sure. Here in the top of the 7th. Who will win? Ball 4. Schuler takes the Duke. Her 3rd walk of the day. And Surrey Waddy hopefully has shaken off the cobwebs from that collision with Liz Carpenter. She'll step up now with a chance to move Schuler over or bring her in, more importantly. Schuler takes second. Ball gets away, but right there to back him up. So she'll stay put. And that is the 4 stolen bases today for Zoe Schuler. A 1 count. Waddy fouls it off. Boy, they are peppering the perimeter right now for sure, fans. as playing the soundtrack from Finding Nemo. It's old. 0-2 count. Drives it to center field. Playable. Catch made. Schuler tags up. Goes to third. And she's there. Oh, she moves her over on the sac fly. 1 out. Here is Sophie Roberts. She's due. 1 home run in this postseason. 9 on the season. What an addition to this team this year has Miss Roberts been. Wonderful attitude. Great personality in the dugout and for this team. Really keeps everyone lifted up. Transfer from Andrews in the offseason. Counts 0-2. Schuler at third. More dirt on her uniform than there is black now. Fly ball, center field. It bounces over the glove and out of here. It's off her glove and over the fence. Sophie Roberts has done it. 10th home run of the season for Sophie Roberts. And there is a mob scene at the plate, to say the least. That was right off of the glove, or it would have been out. Number 2. Instead, it's 4-0 Robbinsville. Well, she got all of that one. Get the camera panned around quick enough. Billy Knight coming up with here. He's at the plate trying to change something on the lineup card. Somebody's coming out to pinch hit. It's going to be Peyton Odom, first baseman. What a tough break in center field for Miss Wright. She had the ball fielded and it popped out of her glove and over the fence. Short fence out here, so she had a crack at it. Just couldn't get the glove to close. Lefty Peyton Odom will get a pinch hit appearance now here in the top of the 7th. And strike 1 will be in there. Swing and a miss. And Odom goes down on 3. 2 gone now here in the top of the 7th. And it will bring up Presley Kaler. I would say if they were pinch hitting for the spot in the lineup where Frapp is, Frapp may be done for the night. They may be bringing in Naomi Taylor to finish it out. Fouled back. And the count is 0-1. Conference will take place inside the circle as Uwharrie is just reeling here, trying to figure out how they're going to recoup all that has been lost. That's kind of got hushed over here on the home side of the ball field. 2 home runs today, 1 for Schuler, 1 for Roberts. And Schuler scored on a grounder. And that's all the runs we've got across this afternoon. 0-2 on Kaler. And she'll hack it foul, get a piece of it, golf it to the left, and stays alive. 0-2 the count. So glad we were able to come out this afternoon and bring this one to you, fans. By far and away our most watched softball broadcast of all time, and I'd say next week If the score holds, we will surpass that. We thank all of you for doing it. Hey, remember, what you're doing here supports Lady Knights athletics, specifically Lady Knights softball. A portion of the proceeds from all sales from every game we do here on pay-per-view will go back to the program you bought a ticket to watch. Appeal to first, appeal to third. No dice. 1 and 2 the count. Went all around the horn to get that call. I don't want to get it wrong for sure. Umpire's done a fine job today. And Kaler just continues to hammer the left side of the field, opposite side. Just a tad late on all these pitches. Another foul ball. Still 1 and 2. Here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Grounded. Taylor's going to chug it out. And she won't get there in time. It'll be a 5-3 ground out to end the inning. But Sophie Roberts might have just sent the Lady Knights to their first Western Regional Series in 5 years. We'll find out how it plays out when we come back here on the Gramstar Sports Network. 3 outs to go for the Lady Knights as we're back live from Asheboro. Kevin Henson with you on GramstarSports.com. We're going to make some changes to the format next year, before August, of course, in an effort to try and improve what we bring you. We've already enhanced it. That is as much as we can enhance it, so more in store, though, I assure you, over the summer. Just stay tuned to our social media. We'll keep you posted, but for now, we're sticking with bringing you pay-per-view games as such. And really, we score holes. We're only down to probably about 2 telecasts left on the year. That'll be possibly 3. Hopefully 2. Maybe Robbinsville will sweep it. As it stands right now, it'll be Robbinsville East Wilkes beginning next week. Caitlin West at the plate is in a 1-2 hole. And we're going to do what we need to do here, fans, which is once this puppy is in the books, just lay out for a moment and let you enjoy it with us. I'm sure the celebration is going to be great. I have to get 3 outs first, though. Anna Williams will field that one on the leadoff single from Caitlin West. Well, every rally has to start somewhere. Pratt, by the way, re-entered the game. She is not out, so she's going to try to finish this one out and improve to 13-0 on the campaign. Tracy Smith will come up. She's got 2 hits today. Checks her swing, stops it in plenty of time. Counts 1-0. That one was low. Golf foul. Look out. Owner of a Ford dual cab may have a dent in their truck. Counts 1-1. At least it's not a blue Honda Civic, right? Still owe too much on that puppy. Swing and a miss at 1 and a dut. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grounded. Could be a double play. Schuler to second. And that's all they'll get. So West is out. Smith will reach. Fielder choice 6-4. 1 out. Better safe than sorry there, as we always say. And Ainsley right at the batter. Low, ball 1. Smith Anstey over at first base. you've enjoyed our broadcast. Sorry about the issues earlier in the game. We found out some of you weren't able to see the start of the broadcast, and I have no answer for that. Not sure why. Everything was up and running on our end. I finally just clicked with the YouTube satellite. I don't know. But you've seen it play out from there. And, of course, once the season ends, we have the full broadcast saved. We'll make them public and let you enjoy them for, well, ever and ever, I guess, till the Lord himself comes back to get us. Rounded to Kaler. It'll be foul. Counts 1 and 2. Galen Hurley in the on-deck circle for the Lady Eagles. Grounded. It'll go right into the outfield. Carpenter fields it. It's underneath her glove. Oh, my. And they'll stop it just short of the run coming home. Single and an error. And runners are at second and third with one out here in the bottom of the seventh. This may be the shot in the arm Uwharrie was looking for. Billy not out for a conference with his team. When everything is sorted out, Jalen Hurley is the batter. And that one stopped. Good stop by Webster. That saved a run. 1-0 the count. Well, this is where you find out and separate the women from the girls, I suppose, if that's the way you want to chalk this one up on that expression. How tough Frapp and company can be here. It's a fair ball down the right field line. Carpenter's got it. Rounding second, going to third. It is a 2-out triple here on the Grimstar Sports Network. And Uwharrie has cut the deficit in half. Well, they're not going away quietly, are the Lady Eagles. And Kenzie Hill looks to continue it. I believe that's going to be the end of the road, however, for Memory Frapp inside the circle. She lasted 6 1/3 today. And they're going to turn it over to Naomi Taylor, who was the number one to go to for the first half of the season. You see her warming up, and while she does so, we'll step aside for just a moment. Be back with you on GrimstarSports.com. Bottom of the seventh, we're back live. Naomi Taylor, the new pitcher for the Robbinsville Lady Knights, coming in here in relief for hopefully the final 2 outs of this ball game. Frapp goes to first on the switch. And the first pitch is going to be grounded. They concede the run. It's a ground out. And it's 4-3. Two gone. But Robbinsville's lead is down to 1 run. Here's Aubrey Kaufman. It's come down to this, fans. Kaufman versus Taylor. 2 outs. Grounded. Schuler's got it. Throw to first. And that's all, fans. For the first time in 5 years, Robbinsville is back in the Western Regional Finals. Final score here this afternoon from Asheboro, 4-3. Lady Knights knock off the number 1 seeded Lady Eagles this afternoon here on the Grimstar Sports Network, and we're glad that we were able to bring it to you live, even if we're 4 hours from home. Girls heading to the outfield for their ceremonial post-game roundup. What a moment. Zoe Schuler homers. Sophie Robert homers. And the Robbinsville Lady Knights get the dub this afternoon. And how about an impromptu dance number? That never hurt anybody. That'll work. Plenty to dance about. If you're the Robbinsville Lady Knights, still dancing, as we said in the Grimstar this week. Fans, it's been our privilege, as we said, 4-3 final score this afternoon from Asheboro. We're going to wrap it up because we've got quite the night ahead of us to get this bad boy wrote up. We got a free article coming your way later on tonight. And for all of us here at the Grimstar Sports Network, we'll work out the details. We'll post it on social media. We believe the first game of the Western Regional Series is supposed to be Tuesday. Mother Nature's been wreaking havoc on the playoffs all year long. Until then, fans, Kevin Hensley with you, and we hope all of you have a great rest of your weekend. Again, your final score, Robbinsville 4, Uwharrie Charter Academy 3. Time of the ball game, 1 hour and 58 minutes.
We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky.
Phillips 3. It's in. She is on fire right now on the Grimstar Sports Network.